I just want to quickly see in the chat where everyone is from. So go ahead and just put in the country that you're from in the chat. Say hi from Romania or wherever you guys are. Hi, Lena from Japan, Anupam from USA, Alan from England. So nice to see all of you guys. As you can see, our community is extremely diverse. And now what I want you to do is I want you to put down what brings you here. It's a Saturday. I know this is family time or work catch-up time for many of you. Your time is absolutely precious, and I want to make the best use of it. So I want to ask you, what brings you here? And put that in the chat. Okay, so someone said curiosity, building a business, to learn, education quality, growth mindset, evaluating entrepreneurship mastery. I'm an entrepreneur looking to reinvent myself. Thank you, everyone. That's very good. So let me give you a quick idea of what we're going to be covering today. And give me a moment to quickly share my screen, okay? Today, we're going to be covering a presentation on Mindvalley's Entrepreneurship Mastery. And our Entrepreneurship Mastery program at Mindvalley is the newest program under our university division. Our university division is called Mindvalley Academy. And we produce world-class programs in areas like applied AI, social media, skills that are really necessary in today's world. But one of the newest degrees that we just launched is Entrepreneurship Mastery. As you know, Mindvalley has a massive entrepreneur category with incredible teachers like Naveen Jain, Miki Agrawal, professors like Sri Kumar Rao, Talben Shah from Harvard, all teaching mindset, entrepreneurship, applied AI to help founders grow their business. Now, why do we do this? The three most common job titles in our Mindvalley community are as follows: entrepreneur, startup founder, founder. Okay, all three are the same thing. And then the fourth title is actually coach. Now, this group makes up close to 20% of our entire community. They're the most active members of the community. They're the most determined members of the community. And the reason why is that your business grows to the scale in which you grow. So many entrepreneurs in our community understand that when they're taking care of their mind, their body, when they're constantly in a cycle of learning, that's when their business grows. Now, it is with this understanding that we launched Entrepreneurship Mastery. Our first mastery program was actually on AI. It became the biggest product release in Mindvalley history. In 22 years of us being a business, our AI course became our biggest product release, and today it is still one of the biggest programs in Mindvalley. And as we did the AI course, we also noticed that a lot of people wanted to go beyond just AI, but learn from Mindvalley teachers how to scale their business. So here we're talking about marketing, about venture capital, about building teams, productivity, OKRs, all of the things that help many of the Mindvalley teachers, including me, build businesses over 100 million. It is with this spirit that we launch Entrepreneurship Mastery. Now, Entrepreneurship Mastery is a 5-month program with a bonus month designed to teach you how to scale your business. But there are a couple of things which are really unique about the program, and we're going to come to that. So this presentation is going to be twofold. Number one, I'm going to introduce Entrepreneurship Mastery to you, for those of you who decide to enroll. And for those of you who are also just here to learn, maybe you've already enrolled, maybe you already know about the program, I'm also going to share some of my stories, some ideas that have helped me grow my business in the hopes that these ideas help you too. Okay, so I hope you have a notepad ready, and we are ready to begin. So the first thing is this. We surveyed the list. And I was speaking to Daniel Priestley, who is the main teacher on Entrepreneurship Mastery along me. So if you don't know Daniel Priestley, let me actually show you who he is. He is currently the biggest entrepreneurship trainer in this part of the world. He's the most frequented guest on Diary of a CEO, which is the #1 podcast it was the #1 podcast in Europe. Now I believe it may have become the #1 and #2 podcast in the world. And Daniel Priestley is the #1 guest. Why? Because he is brilliant in terms of how he teaches people how to scale businesses. So Entrepreneurship Mastery, Daniel Priestley, alongside me, is the primary teacher. and we're really excited to have him on board. So I was sitting with Daniel, and he said, Vishen, I want to share this with you. Of all the entrepreneurs I'm speaking to, these are the 8 biggest frustrations. And if we can help entrepreneurs with these 8 frustrations, I believe we can really do an immense benefit to the world. So I want you to pay attention to what you're going to see over here. And if you share any of these frustrations, I want you to just put a number in the chat. We're actually going to analyze what you're putting in the chat, and it's going to help us determine what are the frustrations of this particular class of 700 people who are joining us today. Okay, so let's start with the first 4. The first is, I know the world is changing, but I don't feel ready to be an entrepreneur. Now, this is very interesting. Put a 1 if you agree with this. Jensen Huang, the founder of NVIDIA, the most valuable company in the world, just said that by 2030, the only jobs that are safe are plumbers, electricians, and what is the third one? He said, I can't remember, but basically handyman. They have predicted that pretty much everything else is going to be replaced by AI. So how does this affect our world and our business? Now, number 2, I'm great at what I do, but I don't feel great at business. I hear this so often from incredible coaches, incredible healers, incredible product designers. They build great products, they offer great services. They don't understand how to get that out to a market. Put a 2 if you resonate with this. Okay, number 3, and remember, look at the 2s, look at the 3s, look at the 1s. You know you're not alone. Number 3, I want to share my value with the world. I don't know how to package it. And package it also applies to advertising. Today, it's so important that we learn how to advertise on Google, YouTube, on Meta, which is Instagram, and there are more advertising platforms popping up all the time. And number 4, I'm great in a room with people, but I wish I could deliver value globally and at scale. You may be incredible on stage, but you're just not crushing it or not able to take off on LinkedIn and YouTube, which are global stages. Now let's go on to number 5. I've tried multiple approaches. Nothing works. I feel stuck at a wall, whether it's 200K, 400K, 4 million. I've been there. I was stuck at a wall, which was about 250K a month. And I'm going to tell you a story and a technique that got me out of it. Number 6, I can generate revenue, but not profit. All the money I'm coming in is just going to cost of shipping, to cost of producing the goods, and to cost of advertising. Number 7, I spend money on the right things. It never creates the growth I want. And 8, my family just doesn't get it. They don't understand I have to work that Saturday. They don't understand that as much as I want to have Netflix time with them, I got to finish this particular project by 11 p.m. Otherwise, tomorrow's just going to be a wasted day. Okay, so put in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, depending on what you resonate with, and observe the other items that people are putting in. Now, I want to show you a case study of what happened when one of the students in our group learned from a 4-hour event that me and Daniel recently put on. Okay, so it was at Mindvalley's big event in Amsterdam, and we had this woman in the audience called Nora. Now, this is what happened to Nora. She spent 4 hours listening to us. She took notes, and she said this: I completely restructured my business. This month alone, our sales have increased 300%. Ad spend is down by half. So imagine that, right? Now, this is 4 hours of learning. It took Nora about 45 days to implement this, and by day 60, so within 2 months, she sent me this note. Isn't that incredible? Now, I want to share something else about Nora. Nora's not a beginner entrepreneur. Nora is Nora Kabani. She's the founder of Alba Health. In 2023, she won European Female Founder of the Year at Web Summit. Insane, isn't it? So I'm actually going to show you what Nora did. And these are a couple of things that we go really deep in Entrepreneurship Mastery. This is basically 4 hours of training, 300% increase in her business. So what did Nora do? Okay, so these were the 4 things she did. Number 1, she learned about the webinar model, and she had her best webinar ever. Number 2, she started email marketing, and email became her number 1 channel of growth. Number 3, she created what is called a quiz funnel. because of something that Daniel Priestley said on stage. He said, don't sell the product, sell a free quiz that reveals the product. And fourth, she built custom AI. So this is her words, custom AI, like you mentioned, faster, more creative content. What she's talking about here are custom AI employees that I taught her how to build so that she could speed up whatever work she needed to do in the office. 4 ideas from Mindvalley's presentation on entrepreneurship, 300% increase. This is the power of mastery. So it is with this spirit that we launch Entrepreneurship Mastery. Now, many people who study in our mastery programs are seeing incredible results. This man, for example, came in, awarded seed money. Manoj, he's a risk management professional. Now, these are from our AI mastery, our social media mastery, our manifesting mastery. Entrepreneurship mastery is new, but I wanted to show you some of the incredible stories from other people who have attended masteries. So it is in this spirit that we launch Entrepreneurship Mastery. And Entrepreneurship Mastery is really where, just like Nora, you learn methodologies that work from incredible entrepreneurs who have scaled their business to a massive level. And we bring in not just marketing, not just AI, not just hiring, team building, leadership, but we bring in the mental and the emotional conditioning as well. Because studies show that if you apply psychological training to entrepreneurs, they see results of 30% growth in their business. If you apply just marketing, they see results of 12% growth on average, right? So psychological training matters. That's what our first two teachers do, Sajay Zarai and Ajit Nawalka. Sade is one of the foremost teachers in the world on overcoming imposter syndrome, especially for women. And then we go on to many entrepreneurs who have done it in the past. Dave Asprey, he built Bulletproof, 100 million in revenue. Myself, Mindvalley, over 100 million in revenue. Daniel Priestley, Daniel has 7 companies, over 100 million in revenue. Miki Agrawal, she is a badass entrepreneur who created 3 companies inspired by motherhood. Her newest company is a biodegradable diaper company. But all her companies, she's been able to scale to hundreds of millions in valuation. Kwame Christiansen, one of the highest rated new teachers in Mindvalley. He teaches negotiation, a very important skill for entrepreneurs. Billionaire Naveen Jain. He started so many companies with billions in valuations. Also, just for fun, first private citizen to put a robot on the moon. Kim Perrell just sold her company for $250 million. She talks about execution power. Vern Harnish, he's the founder of the biggest entrepreneurship society in the world, EO. So as you can see, it is a powerful panel of teachers. Now, how do you know if this is right for you? Well, firstly, if you've experienced the 8 frustrations I shared at the beginning, this program is designed to help remove you from those frustrations. But let's go further, okay? Have you ever felt like your business is stuck at a ceiling, no matter how hard you work? If the answer is yes, this might be right for you. Did you ever feel like instead of running your business, the business is running you? You just don't have free time for yourself. If you answer yes, this might be right for you. Have you wondered what your life would look like if you could scale rapidly while working just 35 hours a week and no more, and scale to still 100 million in revenue? If this is your dream, this is probably right for you. And are you able to and willing to step out of operator grind and start leading like a true founder? Again, if you say yes, this is right for you. Okay, so this is what Entrepreneurship Mastery is about. And it's for founders, solo entrepreneurs, small business owners, coaches, CEOs, speakers, and authors, influencers, and C-levels. But how we've constructed it is what the magic ingredient is for. Okay, so we surveyed you guys. This is what you guys said in the survey we put out. 34% of you said marketing visibility, attracting enough clients is the biggest challenge. So we looked at that. And the original version of Entrepreneurship Mastery didn't have enough marketing. We decided to go back and fix it to really put in the most powerful marketing methodology so that you can make significant income back before you even finish the program. 27% said you're overwhelmed by time and can't balance growth with delivery. So we're bringing in special training on how to reduce meeting culture, how to use concepts, a Silicon Valley concept called OODA looping to make rapid decisions and cut down time to execution, how to use AI to speed up your output and your employees' output, or replace employees or the possibility of hiring employees with AI assistance. 23% said fear, mindset blocks, lack of confidence hold you back. This is where we bring in elite coaches like Ajit Nawalka, Shade Zarai to help you overcome it. And 8% of you said lack of systems, roadmaps, or scalable strategies. So we're giving 12 unique templates that help me. Some of these templates help me generate 400 million in revenue, such as my webinar template. We are going deep into these templates and we added an extra month to the program. Okay, so our program is normally 5 months. This is 6 months because we really want to make this incredible. So imagine if in 6 months, you're in the top 1% of entrepreneurs who get marketing. You're working on your terms, your hours while still scaling. You have unshakable confidence in yourself and you have world-class systems to emulate. What would that look like for you? And time is no longer an issue because while Entrepreneurship Mastery requires you to put in 3 hours a week, we're going to show you within the first 1 month how to regain that time using AI productivity hacks that will actually free up what you do. This was the one of the 4 items that Nora recommended, creating custom AI GPTs to take away grind work. You're going to learn that in the first month itself. Now, what if we went further? Okay. What if this program came guaranteed, not a 15-day guarantee like many other Mindvalley programs where you can try it out for 15 days, then you can cancel, get your money back. What if we gave you a guarantee till the end of the program? This is called the mind blown guarantee. And we know that entrepreneurs take enough risk. So we're going to take all the risk for you. We're going to offload all the risk, which means at the end of this program, this 6 month program, if you just participate at the minimal level, you can get your money back. If you feel this didn't dramatically change your company. Okay. When we announced this, there was a frenzy. People were so crazy about this. We're going to go deeper into this. Now we're going to go even further. We know that there's a large chunk of you who are coaches, hypnotherapists, consultants, solopreneurs. Put a me in the chat if this applies to you. So in addition to this program, which is for all entrepreneurs, we're adding a bonus module every week to take all of the lessons and teach you how to apply it if you are a business of one. That means you are your business. You're the hypnotherapist, you're the coach, you're the solo entrepreneur. I'm going to show you what I did because remember, I started out like you. I started out as a meditation teacher. I went from making $5,000 every 3 months, so that's less than $2,000 a month, to doing $140 million a year. How did I do it? I'm going to give you, as best as I can, templates, tools, mental models to help you. Okay, so you guys ready to go? All right, so first, some history. Why are we doing this? When I first started out my entrepreneurship journey, I was struggling. So what happened was, Mindvalley was founded in 2004. I started because I was trying to escape the daily grind and I was fascinated by meditation. So I started a company selling meditation CDs. Now, from 2004 to about 2008, we were stuck. We couldn't get beyond $250,000 in monthly revenue. The problem was we were losing money. Our cost was higher than $250,000. And I remember it was May 2008 and I was looking at my bank balance and I realized that we were bringing in $250,000, but our cost was $280,000. We were losing $30,000 a month. If you're an entrepreneur, man, you've probably been there because it's not easy. I had 18 staff and I was thinking, damn, I don't know who I might need to fire first, but that really hurt me. Now, a couple of things happened. I decided I needed to get out of it, and I was trying everything and it wasn't working. So I was looking at who are some of the top teachers of entrepreneurship out there, and I decided, let me approach them and just ask them to teach me because I realized something. I didn't have to reinvent the wheel. There were methods that work. I just had to copy it. So you see that guy, the guy leaning back with the glasses, that's Alex Mendosian. Okay, so Alex back then had pioneered a model called telesummits. Telesummits was the old name for webinars. Now, I went, now Alex was coming to Malaysia to teach a class. And I'm going to tell you what happened. Um, He was coming to Malaysia to teach a class, and I hatched a plan to get in front of him and convince him to help me. Now, the guy on the left is Michael Drew. Michael Drew is an expert in book marketing. I approached Michael Drew as well. I asked Michael Drew for help. Now, I want to show you what happened. So I got a guy to help me with book marketing. I got a guy to help me with webinars. Rather than figure it out myself, I hired great experts. Now, this is what happened. My book, firstly, this book was published in 2015, became the #1 book in the world. Look at that. September 16, 2017, Code of the Extraordinary Mind hit #1 on Amazon. Briefly, I became the #2 author in the world. You can see I overtook Hillary Clinton and I overtook the combined works of Tolkien. #5 was J.K. Rowling. So I actually overtook the combined works of Harry Potter. Why? Book marketing. I didn't have to figure it out. I simply learned from the best. I used a technique which I'm going to teach in Entrepreneurship Mastery called the 11-page technique. And if you know this, you can potentially get your book to the top of its Amazon category. Mine was at the top of every category. It was the #1 book in the world. Not the #1 meditation book, not the #1 personal growth book, not the #1 entrepreneurship book, #1 book in the world. Okay? But then with Alex Mendocian, he taught me how to do webinars. So I took his telesummit, I rebranded it to a word called masterclass. Anyone heard of the masterclass? I popularized that term starting in 2008. And I went on to sell $400 million worth of products through webinars since now. What am I doing right now? This is a webinar. So you're actually seeing a methodology right now as you're tuning in. This, by the way, is also one of the techniques that Nora used. Okay, so as you go through this webinar, you'll actually start to understand how to do a webinar. Now, what does that tell you? It tells you that great artists don't have to create something new. In fact, Steve Jobs, the greatest entrepreneur in history, arguably said, great artists steal. And what he meant by that is the templates are out there. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, copy it. So I decided to just hire Alex, hire Michael. I hired like over 100 other coaches. I copied and I copied. What I was good at was implementing. Most people hire, they don't implement. So in our Entrepreneurship Mastery, we really push you to implement, just like Nora did. Now, what happened? Okay, so after I got to about 140 million in revenue, I decided I wanted to give back. I wanted to mentor entrepreneurs. So I launched a program, $9,500 a year. And in this program, every month, entrepreneurs would sit with me and I would give them my templates. Okay, we limited it to 200 people. It sold out. It sold out at 200 people. So you can calculate the revenue I made from that. And I enjoyed it. I shared my templates. Now, was $9,500 worth it to get Vishen's templates? Well, this is some of the templates that I shared. How to build list, how to write copy that doubles your conversion rate, how to trigger influence and sales on the phone or on webinars, how to create company culture so great people join you, all of these different templates. Now look at this WhatsApp group for our students. This chap said, if someone is still questioning this $9,500 investment and complaining things might not be perfect, today's call with Vishen open to us. He brought in Peter, his ad guy, and it was worth every single dollar. You see, templates work. So we then launched a $30,000 program. And this time, I wanted to actually meet students. This is a gathering in Istanbul. And this was really fun. We limited it to 100 people. Then we decided to dabble again and see how we could re-engineer the program. And, the $30,000 program, also amazing results. But then we decided to try to go and create a program for just 20 people. I wanted to get really close to 20 people, travel with them, have them, we would stay in the same house. So I created a program with, I'm going to tell you the story in a moment, but what inspired it was I was on Necker Island and I paid $40,000 to join a mastermind in Necker Island, okay? And I was at around 25, 30 million in revenue. So I'm in Necker Island, which is Richard Branson's island, incredible entrepreneurs all around me. I'm very proud of my 20 to 30 million, but I've been struggling to go past that for a really long time. And this is the second revolution that happened. I end up sitting in front of this guy from Texas. He's there with his wife. He's in his possibly approaching 60, but he looks so good. He's so healthy. Him and his wife can't keep their hands off each other. They are so in such a loving couple. And he explains to me that he runs an airports logistic company and there's over 100 million in revenue. Now I was mind blown. In my mind, I had a story in my head that if you get to 100 million, you lose your health, you get creeping busyness comes in. You might lose your relationship. You might lose a bond with your child. You age faster. And here was a guy who was youthful, madly in love, in peak health. And he explained this to me. He said, Vishen, that's simply not true. The faster you grow, the more systems you build, the wiser you get, the easier it gets. He said, 100 million, way easier than 10 million. Now, something shifted in me because in 7 years, we broke 100 million. So I realized that learning from icons matter. And that's when I teamed up with two icons, Dave Asprey and Naveen Jain, the billionaire, and we decided to create a $100,000 program limited to 20 people, right? 100K was fine if these people would make an extra million over 5 years. And this was us, a picture of us. We had 20 students, and we did this program for about a year. Now, what we decided to do in 2025 is combine all of this, combine the $9,500 program with templates, combine the $30,000 program rooted in entrepreneurship masterminds, and combine the icons, learning from icons program, a $100,000 program. And this is Entrepreneurship Mastery. And I believe that could be the decision that shifts your revenue, your impact, your legacy forever. And I so believe it that I told my team we're going to give this program a 6-month guarantee because I want entrepreneurs to not have to worry about risking another couple of $1,000s. If this program doesn't work for you, take the money back, put it in your advertising. But I want to give immense value to you guys who are going through the journey that I went through over the last 15 to 20 years because I know how tough that journey can be. So here's our promise. Transform your business, transform your life. Entrepreneurs often fail not from laziness, but being stuck in daily chaos, unclear offers, unpredictable revenue, and 20-hour tasks. They work on their business, not on it. The Mastery program is a breakthrough program that ends this cycle. I spoke about the remarkable teachers. Let's talk about how it works. So the program is 5 months with an extra month, okay? You learn from world-class mentors who are iconic entrepreneurs. These are the teachers. And we bring in Mindvalley transformational models. So we work on your psychology. Remember, studies show that when you work on psychology, not just marketing, not just business frameworks, the entrepreneur has greater results. We work in the psychology because we want to move you to take action fast. We want to move you to have confidence in your decisions. We want to move you to be able to negotiate better, pitch better, sell better. All of this translates to more money in your pocket. Okay, so first, the teachers. We've spoken about these teachers, how amazing they are. Again, I want to stress that me, so if you love Mindvalley, that's my invention. Me and Daniel Priestley are the main teachers. When I was looking for my ally, my partner to teach, I wanted the best. And Daniel Priestley is the best. You can Google this. He is the #1 guest on Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO, which is the #1 business podcast in the world. So the #1 business podcast in the world, if they have a certain guest that they've brought back 7 times, what does it tell you? That this guy is fucking genius. He is the teacher here. Okay, so we're really excited to have Daniel Priestley. Daniel teaches 20% of this program. All right, so now we've covered that. Now we wanted to add another bonus. And this is why the program goes from 5 months to 6 months. Remember I told you people paid $9,500 for my templates? Well, I'm going to give all of those templates to you in Entrepreneurship Mastery. It took 15 years to scale my small coaching company to 100 million. I want to give you the shortcuts, okay? Employee branding and hiring secrets. So you're going to learn how I was able to attract employees from 60 different countries. Optimizing revenue with upsells and downsells. This should boost your shopping cart by about 30%, which means you can now spend more on advertising. Building AI team members. This was the 4th idea that Nora implemented. Speeds up execution time. Managing your data. This will save you a day a week. McKinsey did a study that showed that 20% of a knowledge worker's time is wasted digging up information. We're going to show you, starting from that class, how to start organizing data so you can pull up information fast, feed it into AI, and have an AI brain supporting your human brain. Owning your audience, list building, and email list. Both me and Daniel Priestley cover this. Using webinars to sell, me and Daniel Priestley. Writing copy that sells, again, me and Daniel Priestley go into that. Triggers of influence in sales, I cover that. Daniel covers that. OKRs, these are how to ensure that you have the right goals, your employees have your right goals. Company culture that accelerates revenue. Build your lead magnet funnel from click to client, how to get tons of leads. OODA looping, reduce meeting culture, speed up execution time. Founder operating systems, I break down how my day flows. Vibe coding, you are going to build your own product even if you've never coded before. This is insane. I'm going to show you how to prototype completely new applications in 1 hour. Okay? And so this is what happens over 6 months. Now, one of you asked in the initial summit, we brought in Eric at Medes. Well, when we actually surveyed the audience, a lot of people said that they wanted marketing, that it wasn't about transformation mindset. They wanted higher level classes, more advanced classes, and they wanted marketing, 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 marketing. And Daniel was the number one voted teacher. So Eric is still a big part of Mindvalley. Eric is doing speaking. Mindvalley's next conference in Miami is with Eric at Speaking Academy. Eric teaches a public speaking mastery program. But for this one, we decided that we really we wanted to bring in Daniel because he had the highest votes, like he just broke all the records. And because people said that they really wanted a deeper focus on marketing. Okay, so we added an additional 10 classes on marketing. And don't get me wrong, Eric is genius. Eric will be in many other Mindvalley programs. Okay, so what are we going to do together? Now, this program follows a 6-month structure. And just to make it easy to remember, we labeled it so it spells out the word entrepreneur. All right. We'll go super deep into this. I'm actually going to show you the agenda. But entrepreneurial mindset and identity, nailing your product, transforming your pricing. Pricing is really important. Very often your business fails not because the product sucks, the pricing model is off. Revenue models and conversion engines. So this teaches you upsells, downsells. People forget this. When you go to McDonald's, they don't make money from the first burger they sell you. They make money from that line. Would you like fries with that? So think about that. The same thing applies for any company. Upsells, downsells, cross-sells, cross-pollination. We show you how to build an ecosystem. Elevating your marketing, design, style, aesthetic, conversion rate, personal brand and storytelling. How do you now bring in traffic from LinkedIn, YouTube into your company? Recruiting and leading teams effectively, exponential growth with AI system, including how to build AI teammates, nurture boldness and execution power, how to make decisions fast, how to think boldly. You learn from billionaire Naveen Jain. Excellence and continuous innovation from Kim Perel, from Mickey Agrawal. We teach you how to create a culture of innovation, culture of execution. Mickey Agrawal even comes in to teach feminine leadership principles, and these apply to men and women because it is a myth that you have to run a business like a man. Then you learn how to unlock wealth and cash flow so that you understand intergenerational wealth. You understand the best way to pass money down to your children. You understand how to hedge your bets so that even if some ungodly event happens to your business, you still have income growing through, say, other investment opportunities. Then you learn to recode identity and rituals to change your psychology, your mindset, your brain to overcome imposter syndrome and to really become the iconic entrepreneur I know you dream of being. Okay, so how the program works, right? 6-month transformational journey, 5 months, and you get a bonus month. 2 sessions per week for 24 weeks, so it's 50 sessions total. It kicks off on Tuesday. 3 hours per week, flexible training with recordings available. If you cannot make a live call, what happens is we keep the recordings for you. Access to an exclusive app and global community so all the students can see each other. And we're going to start launching student meetups in major cities. Learning from icons, transformational curriculum, Vishen secret templates. Now we see a very good question from Monica. Where is the ethics? The ethics, Monica, come in the transformational curriculum. Mindvalley's transformational ethos is based on the combined learnings of teachers like Michael Beckwith, Barbara Marx Hubbard, Ken Wilber. All of them have contributed extensively to the Mindvalley core body of work. And if you go to mindvalley.com/transformation, you'll see the psychology that we put in. This is rooted in integral theory, Integral theory moves people from egocentrism to cosmocentrism, which means desire to contribute to the world and unity consciousness. So everything we do is already baked into. That's where, so it's far more scientific than just saying ethics. Okay. Everyone today teaches ethics in MBA schools after the Enron scandal. What we teach is elevated consciousness based on integral theory. So thank you, Monica. Very good question. I hope that addresses it. Okay. Next, a 6-month live entrepreneurship journey with world-class icons. Let's break it down. 50 classes over 6 months, 3 hours a week. You get your time back by the end of, say, week 3, because already in the first 3 weeks, we teach you techniques and models to elevate your work. So our first class kicks off on Tuesday. This class is where I'm going to lay the groundwork. I'm going to set the principles of collaboration. We're going to meet other students. By the time we get to our second class, I'm already going to teach you techniques that for many of you will save you 3 hours a week. And Mary said, Vishen, you went through a slide that spelled out entrepreneur really fast. I'm going to come back to that, Mary. I'm actually going to show you. I'm going to show, we're going to go deep into that in a moment. Okay. And then, of course, there's an amazing community. We love our community. And one of the things I'm personally doing is I'm actually now organizing dinners with mastery students. So this is a manifesting mastery community in London. Had dinner with them about 4 weeks back. Such a wonderful group of people. By the way, everyone here is pretty much an entrepreneur. And it's just the hearts of these people are really good. So I like to tell a simple story about this picture. The woman sitting next to me in the glasses is actually in a wheelchair. And when she showed up for the dinner was in a restaurant with a basement. And London doesn't have the accessibility rules that, say, American cities do. So she couldn't go down the stairs. And what happened was we had the whole basement arranged for this party, for this meeting, but nobody wanted to leave her out. And so we moved the entire party to a wheelchair accessible place because that's the kind of people we are. And then I happened to sit down with her and we spoke for about 20 minutes. And I found out that despite being in a wheelchair, this lady is the foster mom of 110 kids in Uganda. This is why we love our community, right? People are not just in it to build their business. They're doing such good work in the world. So we're excited to have many of you guys in this community. Now, I want to come to Christopher's question. How did this program translate theory to execution? Okay, really amazing question, Christopher. We're going to come to that in a moment, okay? All right, now, this is our platform. I won't take you through it, but we are building a community platform so that all the entrepreneurs can see each other. And we're going to have rules of sharing where people are going to be sharing their ideas, implementation. Maybe you do a split test on a particular landing page. So we're going to encourage a lot of idea sharing. Okay. Because when it comes to entrepreneurs, one of our philosophies is great entrepreneurs don't waste time figuring it out on their own. They emulate. So one of you might discover a new tweak to get people to convert more on your e-commerce site, say through a different pricing strategy. We would love for you to share it. Now, this is the live call schedule. First session kicks off October 21, 2025. And then it ends in mid-April. Trainings on Tuesday and Thursday. Now, please note this. The first part of this program, the trainings start at 9 a.m. LA. When we go to 1st January, it shifts to 7 a.m. LA. Now, you may be wondering, why is it that the time shifts after 1st January? Well, when we create such a program, you see, one of the things that's different about Mindvalley Mastery programs is we're not bringing in facilitators. Everyone teaching you is a major iconic entrepreneur. Now, because of that, their schedules tend to be very busy. Like we have at least 5% of this program is taught by actual billionaires, like Naveen Jain. Like Naveen's teaching around 5% of this program. Now, imagine if you're a billionaire, it's hard to get in your schedule. And so that's one of the reasons why we had to design it this way, because some teachers, this was the time that was the most accessible to them. And we had to coordinate across a wide variety of teachers, okay? But it's accessible for everyone. If you're in LA, it's 9 a.m. and 7 a.m. If you're in Delhi, it's 7:30 p.m., 9:30 p.m. So it should be accessible to everyone. If you're in Singapore, and I lived in Kuala Lumpur, I know it's going to be late. I used to do my classes at 11 p.m. before. but we do recognize it's late. That's why recordings are available. All right, let's go into the curriculum overview, okay? So this is a deeper idea of how the curriculum looks. So we'll go deeper into the ENT model. So evolve your mindset is on exponential technologies, clarifying your mission, and I actually created a simpler view for it. So let me bring this up. This will be easier to read. 1 second. I'm going to open this up for you in a moment. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here you can see the ENTR model, okay, that we're doing, the entrepreneur model. So the first, and you can see the dates. So in October, we start off with the first two classes with me. See, the second class itself is designed to teach you how to shave off a day a week. Let me zoom in more so you can see that. And then Naveen Jain, billionaire Naveen Jain, comes on October 28th to talk about how to find a problem in the world that you want to solve. So someone asked about ethics. This is one of the fundamentals of ethics. It's not about how do I be rich? It's about what problem do you want to solve for humanity? And then we bring on Cameron Harrell. Cameron Harrell started 1-800 Got Junk, one of the top companies in Canada. He used to mentor Elon Musk. Now, Cameron Harrell teaches you his vivid vision process for how to identify your vision and mission. Then immediately we go to November, and November kicks off with vibe coding your first prototype. So you're actually going to learn how to build your own app. Programming is changing. You're going to learn how to build your own app. So maybe you need a survey app. Maybe you need an app to manage a calendar. Maybe you want to actually build an app to put in the App Store. You're going to learn how to do it using tools like Lovable and Replit. Then we're going to go into overcoming self-sabotage with Sade Jarai. This is where you learn how to remove imposter syndrome. And I'm going to bring in a really brilliant teacher from Mindvalley University called Gali Nuriel. And Gali gave a talk that blew everyone away. Gali made millions upon millions by creating 20 cloned businesses. So Gali is from the US and Israel. And what Gali does is he looks at companies around the world and he goes, well, that's working in the Philippines. I want to bring that to Germany. That's working in the US. I'm going to apply this in Botswana. And you learn how to clone businesses and rapidly sell them or monetize them. Then we go on to optimizing revenue with upsells and downsells. So now we come to transforming offers and pricing. This is me and Daniel Priestley. You learn how to improve your shopping cart, write copy that sells, designing websites that convert. This here we're talking about the website design, CRO, which is conversion rate optimization. You learn high value offers and price anchoring. You learn monetization frameworks. Now, by the way, all of these classes, we may change the title a bit. The lessons are there. We may change the titles, the angles based on your feedback. So 90% of the classes are set. 10% of the classes we keep flexible and we will fill them with our student feedback. That's why you'll see there are 45 classes in total here. We keep 5 flexible. Okay. Now, then we go on to owning your audience, list building, using webinars. You will learn my $400 million webinar framework. You will learn how to create lead magnets from click to client. You will create with Vern Harnish your one-page business plan. You learn Daniel Priestley's authority content system, content that builds influence versus noise. You will learn how Daniel creates these amazing videos on YouTube that establishes his authority, but also allows him to generate millions in sales. You will learn asset leverage and repurposing, how to turn one idea into something you can put on 10 platforms. Then we bring in Dave Asprey. Dave Asprey will teach you effective branding. Bulletproof, he created that. Upgrade Labs, he created that. 40 Years of Zen, he created that. The man is a master of branding. You will learn oversubscription strategies, how to make people want in so you oversell, not oversell, sorry, you sell out all of your programs. You will learn the concept of waitlist, scarcity, launch mechanics. Brendan Kane will teach you LinkedIn marketing. He wrote the textbooks on social media, and he will teach you also how to scale your social media. Mickey Agrawal will teach you PR. So Mickey took 3 companies Tushy, which is a bidet company. She created a women's underwear company. What is it called? I can't remember. And then she created a disposable diaper company. Scaled all of those to over 100 million in valuation using really fun PR. So you're going to learn from that. You're going to learn how to nail your company brand with Jeffrey Perlman. Who is he? He created Zumba. Zumba became the biggest health and wellness company in the world. Jeffrey is a branding expert. Thanks to him, 15 million people dance to Zumba every single day. And yes, Mickey's company is called Thinks. Thinks is a period underwear. Then you learn the five pillars of influence from Daniel Priestley, signature positioning, how to stand out, and you learn from Sade how to build an authentic brand. Naveen then comes back to teach you how to pitch to investors. I come back to teach you how to pitch to employees. And then we go deeper. Now we go into exponential growth and scaling. You learn from Nick Sonnenberg. He's Tony Robbins' AI teacher. You learn how to build an AI bot that will answer all your emails for you. This is wild. We want to shave off an hour a day that you spend on email. But by learning these principles, you learn to apply it to other things. So the next thing you know, your Slack messages are more organized, your email newsletters are more organized, being produced faster. You learn how to build AI team members, how to manage your data using a tool called Airtable. This is what I'm using right now. And you'll learn why Airtable is so essential in the age of AI. Then we go into OKRs, power of boldness, negotiation techniques. Okay, this is all to output, to accelerate productivity from you and your team. Then we go to excellence and innovation. You learn how to unlock new revenue streams with innovation, how to create hit products with Man and Dave. He's the CPO of Mindvalley, 5 inventions in Time Magazine. Okay, 5 awards at CES. That's the level of speaker we are bringing you. You learn contracts and agreements. Why did I bring this in? Because I got screwed by my first business partner. Then I got screwed by my first major client. These things cost me a combined total of 7 million in losses in my first 10 years as an entrepreneur because I didn't understand contracts and agreement. This is where Kwame Christian comes in. Now we bring in Naveen Jain to teach you family as an asset class, designing multi-generational abundance. How is it that all of Naveen's children have started companies and his son, uncle, just became one of America's richest men with Built, which is worth 10 billion. You learn how to raise kids as entrepreneurs, but also create intergenerational wealth and so Naveen teaches a technique he uses to create a special investor trust that you can use to allow you to invest in your children's ideas when you gain your wealth as an entrepreneur. You learn how to scale influence systems, teams, spokespeople, partners, legacy and exit strategies from Daniel. Then I come in for founder operating system. Mickey comes in to teach feminine leadership. And again, feminine leadership applies to men as well. I use it to build healthy culture. And finally, graduation and success sharing. And you'll notice this is 45 classes. There are 5 more. The 5 more are going to be determined based on us understanding your needs. Okay. We really keep it flexible, but also because AI is changing so fast. If there's any new development in the worlds of SEO, in advertising, we will find the best expert and plug it in because a lot will change in 6 months. So there you have it. That is a summary of the entire program. Okay, now, why Mindvalley? Most effective transformational platform in the world. 25,000 case studies you can browse on stories.mindvalley.com. And entrepreneurship training just works. Okay, as you can see, Alex Eccles hit his first 5 million in revenue. Now, the other reason for Mindvalley is that we are one of the private companies that have been the most studied in terms of applied AI. So this was an email we recently got from an academic in Italy. And so we are being featured in a study, a paper entitled Islands of Innovation, the Scaling Dilemma of Generative and Agentic AI Within Organizations. And it's featuring Mindvalley as a case study. We've been accepted at the prestigious International HICCS conference in Maui. This is because we are really good at AI, that universities are studying how we are bringing AI into organizations, our own organization, and we'll teach you how to do the same. Okay? So transform your business with Entrepreneurship Mastery. Now, you may be wondering, what is the enrollment fee? Is it 100K like my business, like the project we had with Naveen and Dave? Nope. Is it 30K like the mastermind we had with 30 entrepreneurs? Nope. Is it 9,500? Nope. It's just 4,999. 4,999. We made it extremely affordable. We're opening it up to 500 people. Now, you can also pay in 4 installments, 1,499 a month, and in which case it's 5,996. But of course, there's more. So 4,999 firstly is super, super affordable. I'm sure you can agree for a program of this caliber. 50 hours, right? Iconic teachers. But here's what else you get. You get a certificate and accreditation. Certificate, for those of you who want to hang it on a wall, which I know many of you love to do, but you also get CPD credits. So my son is actually going through this program right now. He took a gap year. My son, by the way, is a genius kid. He just today I found out this morning that his SAT score was 1580, which puts him in the top 99.9% of the population. So his SAT score is in the top 25% of, say, Stanford students. So he's applying to Stanford, but he's applying next year. He's taking a year off to do AI mastery, entrepreneurship mastery, and public. And he's going to Miami with me next month to study speaking with Eric at Medes. So these CPD credits are actually huge. In his Stanford application, he's talking about how he's earning CPD credits with this program because he wants real world entrepreneurship training before he goes and just hangs out with college kids. So this can be very valuable, not just if you're applying to university, but if you happen to be in a company, if you're applying for further education credits from your company, from your government, this can be useful. Okay, number two, community. You get access to a community platform. So even when you leave this program, you have friends for life. Number three, AI assistants. Okay, so this is really interesting. You're going to get access to an AI clone where all of the lessons from all of the entrepreneurship teachers are going to be fed into an AI brain, replicating my brain, and you will be able to converse with me on your phone. You'll basically be able to call me up and say, hey, Vishen, got a question. What do you think of my new landing page? I'm thinking about putting up this headline. Why do some people have it all while others stumble and crawl? This is for a philosophical book that I'm writing. What do you think? And what could be a really good tagline? I'm going to give you the PDF of the book. Insane, right? Okay, now extra bonus, especially for Mindvalley coaches. So this is a really big one. Because Mindvalley runs a coaching certification division and we certify 6,000 coaches, we want to make sure our coaches are successful. So in addition to Entrepreneurship Mastery, we actually decided to add an extra bonus day, which is going to be every Friday. And we're going to bring in our top coach trainer, Ajit Nawalka. He's a super successful entrepreneur and a coach trainer. He's the co-founder of Mindvalley Coaching. And Ajit's going to do a special class just for those of you who are coaches, hypnotherapists, consultants, where you're going to learn from everything else, but apply it to businesses where you are the product. Okay, and I can see people are saying Ajit is awesome. Yes, his NPS scores as a teacher are the highest. Ajit had the highest number of case studies of any teacher in Mindvalley. So just want to stress the dude is incredible. So let's look at this. Okay, this is a case study library. I'm going to put in Ajit Nawalka. So you can see 3,329 stories about Ajit Nawalka changing lives. So Ajit is a bonus secret weapon. The classes on Friday are accessible to all of you. You can see all of the programs he's created for coaches. The classes on Friday are accessible to all of you, but especially if you're a coach, Arjit's going to be teaching you how to take complex ideas, like, for example, Naveen Jain's power of boldness concept, my AI concept. How do you apply it directly if you're a coach? That's what he's going to do. So it's a translation layer because we really want our coaches to be successful. Because as you can see on mindvalley.com/coach, as you can see, we have a coaching division. We train a lot of coaches, right? So this was a gift for those people who are coaches. Okay, back to the presentation. So the bonus layer of application for coaches, at first we were going to make it free for Mindvalley coaches, 4,000 for non-Mindvalley coaches, but I was talking to Ajit and Ajit felt that we should just make it free for every coach because a coach is a coach. They're someone that's contributing to the world. So if you're a coach, whether it's Mindvalley or not, you're going to get the bonus coaching layer free. All right, now, this is going to be happening 7 a.m. LA on Fridays. So the total value of all bonuses, 11,399. This is everything that you get. Okay, so as you can see, really exciting for a program at the cost of $4,999. Okay, but it gets better. Some of you, those of you in the US, if you want an installment plan and you qualify for Klarna, you can get up to 24 installments. This is provided by Klarna. If you see Klarna on the checkout, it means it's available in your country. And finally, if you are a Mindvalley member, you get a further $500 off. So when you go to order the program, you'll see that if you log in, the price will go down by 500. So it's not even 4,999, it's 4,499. Okay, that's just for you, those of you who are members. Now, I want to save the best for last. Traditionally, when we do mastery, we have a 15-day risk-free guarantee, which means you can join the program and anytime in the first 2 weeks, you would have attended 4 classes and you can decide if you like it, maybe you don't like the timing, maybe you don't like the Zoom experience. It's okay. Get your money back. In this program, you can attend the first 4 classes, even the 2 bonus classes by Ajit, that's 6 classes. And at the end of the first 2 weeks, you can get your money back. No issues. But for those of you who stay till the end, this is our mind blown guarantee. You can also get your money back at the end. You can complete and graduate from this entire program. And if you feel this wasn't worth it, only that you get your money back. So you're only really paying if you feel if you love the program. Now, because this is community based, we're not going to just let you in if you're coming in already thinking you're going to get your money back, because then we have a tire kicker in the community. So you must have a minimal level of uh, activity. Okay, so this is how it works. Our mastery program guarantees an experience that will blow your mind. If you fully participate and aren't amazed, we'll issue a full refund, no hassles. To qualify, all you got to do is, like every other student, complete the enrollment assessment. That's like 10 minutes. Okay? 10 minutes enrollment assessment. Watch 50% of the videos. You don't even have to watch the FAQ, just watch the first 60 minutes. Now, there are 2 videos a week. You don't have to worry about Ajit's bonus class. So you basically just got to watch 60% of a recorded video a week. That's it. You can watch it anytime in the 6 months. You can double speed it if you want. But most importantly, you have to show up for 2 live classes. We have on the base program, we have 8 to 9 live classes a month. You have to show up for a minimum 2. So, I mean, you can skip the classes for 3 weeks. 1 week, show up. Just show up for 2 live classes. We know you're showing up because it's happening on Zoom and we have your email address. So Zoom keeps a log of your show up rate. Okay. If you do this, super minimum, super easy, you don't have an incredible experience at the end of 6 months, take your money back and apply it into your ad campaign or reinvest in your business. That is our promise. Is that fair, everyone? Okay. Super basic. Is that fair? And I guarantee you, if you look at any other university, look at any other accreditation program, you will not find something that fair. That's how much we believe in this program. Okay. As I said, being an entrepreneur is risky enough. We want to take all of the risk off of you, off your shoulders, put it on our shoulders so that you can focus on having the best experience. All right. So that's our mind blown guarantee. And you will see this on the website. It's all listed out there for you. All right. Now, this is all you got to do to join. Follow that QR code. Go to mindvalley.com/mastery/entrepreneurship. Remember, the program kicks off on Tuesday. You have to join by Tuesday. Okay. So you have today is Saturday, in the next 3 days, basically. So Brian said, what is considered to fulfill and implement one idea? It could be build a GPT. Okay. So the second class of the program, which is happening this Thursday, I'm going to teach you how to create a virtual employee using ChatGPT. So let's say you need an email marketing expert or you need a landing page expert. I'm going to show you how to create a virtual employee that can help you. It'll take you 30 minutes after you learn the technique. Now I can show you how powerful this is. I want to introduce you to some of my virtual employees. Check this out. So these are all of my virtual employees. And they do a wide array of different work. So you're going to learn how to do something like this. How to create these virtual employees. You can see branding employee, conversion rate optimization expert, copy optimizer, direct response copywriter, social media teams of experts. You're going to learn this. Build one. It'll take you 30 minutes after you attend my class. You'll be able to do this in week one itself. So you're going to build a portfolio of virtual employees for yourself. Okay, so that's what we mean by implement one idea. Or it could be implement Daniel Priestley's optimized landing page idea. Or it could be write your first copy on Google Docs. These ideas take like 1 hour to implement once you learn. So it's very, very easy. Okay, now this is the page where you can sign up. Mindvalley.com/mastery/entrepreneurship. Team, if you can just stick it in the link. Okay, you can read about the program here. All right, and then you can sign up. Just go ahead. You can book a call with an advisor. Let's see. There should be some call slots available. So our advisor team is based here in London, where I'm based. Yeah, there should be some calls Sunday. You could book a call if you want. Okay, and the latest, I guess, is Tuesday. Look, honestly, if you join, the program kicks off the 21st. If you book a call on Wednesday or Thursday, it should also be fine. You'll just watch the recording of the first lesson. But you can also just directly book. Okay, now you'll see I'm a Mindvalley member, so it's showing me the discount 4499. Click on enroll, and you can directly get into the program. And there you go. Okay. So that's how the program works. Okay, now let's go back to answer the biggest questions you might have. Okay, the first thing is I'm not ready yet. Now I get it. Some people think that they are not ready. They got to get their branding together. They got to get their LinkedIn set up. Look, this is what I want you to know, guys. You're never going to be ready. So rather than have a fear of committing, understand that this program creates readiness. Readiness doesn't come first. This program creates readiness. If you're not ready, you need to be in this program because I can guarantee you, we're going to kick your butt and make you ready in the most beautiful way. Number two, will this work for my business? Everything we teach works across the board for every business. And our teachers, okay, the level of businesses they've launched is insane, from supplement companies to AI companies. Naveen Jain launched a gut testing company that now is able to predict throat cancer, but he also launched Moon Express, a company that puts robots on the moon to mine the moon for rare minerals. Dave Asprey started a company, 40 Years of Zen, that remaps your brainwaves to give you the brainwave states of monks who have meditated for 40 years. That's a wide variety of companies. So this will apply for your business. I've tried courses, coaches before, they didn't work. Yep, but I can tell you, Mindvalley is different. And again, we've been doing this for 22 years. Maybe you tried some guy who decided to launch a course on Instagram and this is his first time teaching. It's a very different breed, right? Mindvalley's been around for 22 years, thousands of case studies. I was invited as a teacher to host CNN's New Year Countdown because of my recognized work in the field. So the way we design things are quite different from someone who's just jumping in to become an influencer slash coach. What if I fall behind or can't keep up? Well, the beautiful thing about this program is now, if you miss one or two classes, it doesn't matter. You'll still be able to keep up because the classes are not built upon each other so linearly. That is true for programs like AI Mastery because you're learning coding. You miss a lesson, maybe harder. But with entrepreneurship, maybe you missed a lesson on landing pages. It's okay. You can still go to the lesson on working with investors, on hiring. You can always come back to that lesson on landing pages. You don't need a landing page to get the investor. So it's actually easier in entrepreneurship mastery. But it is not true for all our masteries. Okay? It's not true for AI, not true for social media. 6 months is too long. I don't want to wait that long for results. You will see results in the first week. By the end of the first week, by Friday, guys, you guys will be building virtual employees like what I showed you. You will learn how to build virtual employees to completely transform every part of your business. I have tons of them. These are just, for example, my email employees, my employees who help me with email. You're going to learn how to do this. There's even one that actually writes like me. Okay, what if I already make over 1 million? Great. Let's get you to 100 million. Most of our instructors, their businesses are doing over 100 million in revenue. What if I fail even with this? I get you. That's you invest, you try, you still can't do it. Failure isn't a lack of results. Typically, it's like a lack of trying. And it's also self doubt. This is why we bring in teachers like Sade. Sade's work is specifically designed to help bring you from self doubt, from visibility blocks, to help you step into the mindset of the entrepreneur you deserve to be. Why not just figure it out on my own? Yes, there are YouTube videos, but what is different is how deep we go here. The transformational architecture of how we hold your hand and the templates and the stuff I'm sharing, that's not on YouTube. You get so much more in a program where our instructors know they are sharing just with you. I went out to all of these iconic entrepreneurs and I said, listen, we want you to share some of your best practices. And many of them, they said, we'll share it with you guys because we know that this program is live and we know that the recordings go down after about 18 months. And so that's one of the ways where we allow our iconic instructors to share their vulnerabilities, their secret ideas, the things that were breakthroughs for them. Many of them will never share it publicly, but they will share it here because it's a safe container. And they know that the recordings are actually removed. That's one of the things about mastery. So if you miss a class, you have 18 months to watch the recording, but then the recordings go down. Okay, how is this different from an MBA? MBAs tend to be very slow moving in terms of updating their curriculum. I'm not a big fan of MBAs. There was a study done on MBAs, and what the study found is that the average MBA over 5 years is at minus 53,000. That means if you take into account the time away from work getting an MBA, and then the marginal increase in salary from an MBA, they actually end up losing money. Now, accelerators and masterminds, I'm a big fan of, and those two are in here. Much of what you're learning here is accelerator models, and this is a mastermind between our students. That's why we bring in the community platform. What if my spouse business partner isn't on board? Tell them it's guaranteed. And at the end of the 6 months, if your spouse feels that this hasn't transformed you, use the guarantee. Okay, but remember, minimum participation. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. You can go here to sign up. Now, let me look at the chat and the questions that came in. And I would agree. I would agree. Um, Sorry, Karen, I was saying I agree with you, Karen. Karm Fung saying I've done an MBA. I agree it's not worth it. So let me look at the Q&A questions that came in. I would love to see if I can answer any of your questions live. Okay, what is the best way to make most of this program? Okay, by Ali. And this relates to the earlier question by that gentleman who said, how do we ensure execution? So there are a couple of lessons in the program. I'm going to come to these lessons over here that really go deep into execution. So let's look at Kim Perel's lesson. It's somewhere here, somewhere here. So we actually have a lesson directly on execution strategies. But when we come to this exponential scaling, growth and scaling, all of these are on execution. We teach you how to move fast, how to think fast, how to apply AI, how to even create an AI brain that can help you in your business. I'd like to show you something. Would you guys like to see my AI brain? Okay, so this is an advanced AI brain, okay, that works for Mindvalley. It's called Aura. And Aura allows me to do some pretty incredible things. I'm actually going to show you what my AI brain can do. So firstly, my AI brain has all of these different assistants. Social media caption expert, Mindvalley podcast GPT. Okay, it has tons of different assistants. This is our assistant gallery. So this, for example, is my marketing assistant, social media assistants, but it also has something really cool, truly special. And I'm going to show you what that is. It's called connectors. So you're going to learn this concept as well. So AI works great when you can bring different tools into it. So what you're seeing over here is how all of these different tools are connected. GitHub, Confluence, Airtable, Google Storage, Google Drive. And these connectors make our program really smart, make our assistant really smart. So I'm actually going to have a talk with our assistant right now. So I'm going to tell the assistant, um, so let me show you something. I want to actually take a question from someone about their business. Okay, so somebody put a question in the chat about your business. I'm going to pick a question. Okay, let's look at this one. Sovereign man. Okay. So I'm gonna put this in. So this is Mindvalley Content Builder. This allows us to train our AI because soon we're gonna allow our AI to exactly help all of you address anything in Mindvalley. So we're just gonna put this over here. What lessons and ideas from Mindvalley teachers would best help this entrepreneur with this question? Okay. And we'll see what happens, okay? Now, I'm just using this as an example. Technically, I could ask our AI about anything, about our own company, about data, about statistics. But Aura is my backup CEO brain. Okay. So you see, it's building this in systems and exponential growth. It's giving me a library of the sources to look at. Vern Harnish, Mickey Agrawal, Carl Case, Cameron Harrell, Monty Moran. These are all teachers in Mindvalley. And it's saying these are the teachers that would be best for this particular tool, for this particular case. And actually, a lot of these teachers are on Entrepreneurship Mastery. Vern Harnish, Mickey Agrawal, Cameron Harrell. Hmm, very cool. Okay, now I can even ask it, um, I want to encourage entrepreneurs to join Mindvalley's Entrepreneurship Mastery. Okay, I need a list of 10 common objections at the end of sorry, let me start with one. What do you think is the best thing I can say now at the end of my webinar to encourage people sitting on the fence to invest in this program? All right, let's see what happens. So now you can see how an AI brain can actually help you. Okay, now look what it's doing. Now, what it's doing is it understands entrepreneurship mastery, and it's now giving me my webinar close. Now you've seen the incredible potential, the strategies, the mindset shifts. You're likely thinking, oh, this sounds amazing. Is it right for me? Let me be direct. If you're currently in a position where your brand, offer, and audience are proven, if you're generating mid-six figures or more, and you're ready to scale to 2 to 3 million, but you're tired of piecing together strategies from disparate sources, then this isn't just another program. It's your shortcut. You're not looking for foundational mindset work. You're looking for leverage. You're looking to collapse time. And that's precisely what this program delivers. We're talking about installing the scale up system with experts like Vern Harnish, building a vivid vision team with Cameron Harrell, mastering exponential growth strategies like Mickey Agrawal. This isn't about if you can reach 2 to 3 million. It's about how fast, how efficiently. Every day you delay, you're leaving money on the table. You're battling challenges alone. And the day you're not fully leveraging the proven playbook of these masters, so stop trying to figure it out yourself. Invest in the strategies that give you the systems. Okay? And here you see it. And then it gives you the reasoning for this approach. Now, this is based on webinar strategies. Okay, so you get an idea. This is what a entrepreneurship brain does. Um, but you can use it for many different things. You learn how to build tools like this. Gali said, how does this program compare to Y Combinator? I don't know, Gali. I've never been in Y Combinator. Y Combinator, I know, is for startups that receive funding from the incubator. So it's a very different thing. Regina says, how do you keep up with AI changing so rapidly? So let me give you an idea, Regina. So firstly, while AI is changing rapidly, you don't have to reconstruct or rebuild certain AI tools, like many of the GPTs we built before, still work. It's just that they work better as ChatGPT is moving from GPT-4 to GPT-5. AI is doubling in cost to power ratio every 3.3 months. So if you build it right, the AI being developed in the background, whether it's OpenAI or Claude or Gemini, it automatically just work. But what we focus on is teaching you how to think with AI. In other words, how to think about everything you do in a way where AI is part of it. And that doesn't go obsolete. That's a level of mindset shift that stays with you as the world is growing exponentially. Okay, Isabella said, can you please explain again what consists in the program that happens on Friday? Okay, so Friday is just a bonus class. So let's say we have let's say week one. Week one, we teach you, we get the students to introduce each other, and we go into building your first AI tool, your first AI employee, right? Because that's pretty important. It saves you time, it saves you money. On Friday, Ajit, our coaching teacher, comes on and he will take the same lesson, but he will have like an open hour where he will teach you how to apply it to your business as a coach. So maybe the first AI employee you build is someone who is going to listen to your coaching conversations and then rate the quality of your response and maybe give you suggestions on how to improve your response. Or it might be a coaching AI that will analyze all of your transcripts, all of your student feedback, and let you know what hours of the day you seem to be giving the best advice so you can optimize how you schedule your phone calls. Many different things. But we will go super deep on the lesson of that week and apply it to coaching. That's how it works. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Someone said it's to work done in your own software or linking to the system. We teach you how to do it on your ChatGPT account or your Claude account. That's very important because it's your data, so it needs to be on your account. We do not want to take responsibility for your data. So it really is your data. Okay, and I'll show you guys what we're covering for coaches. I'm going to share that with you right now. Okay, so this is Ajit Nawalka's lessons. Okay, your first million blueprint, the founder's time system, product stacking for profits, how to build with AI, what to avoid, designing your 10K offer. So these are all the bonus lessons just for coaches. You'll be getting all of this, okay? Designing irresistible products, 6-week sprint system, personal productivity, money mastery for coaches and consultants, your $1 million game plan. All of this is going to be available for coaches. I hope that answers your question. Okay, I'll stay back for another 10 minutes and then we'll wrap up. I just want to make sure I address all of the questions. And Leona says, if I'm a Mindvalley certified life coach, well, you would join the program, Leona. You would join the full Entrepreneurship Mastery. And when you apply, you would get an email. And on your dashboard, you will be able to see all of the lessons from Ajit. So it's all on your dashboard. I can show you how it works, okay? So let me share my screen. So the way the platform works is super easy. You log into Mindvalley Home, you go to events, and what you will see on your Mindvalley Home account are all of the different events happening. And you can see this is live right now. And then depending on the program that you're in, you will be able to see all of the upcoming events. So it's very easy. And then directly from Mindvalley Home, you can click to join. Michael said, how can this mastery work for copywriters and aspiring authors? That's a great question, Michael. So firstly, I'm an author and I'm a copywriter. And in separate parts of my life, I've worked professionally as a copywriter. I've also, I am also professionally an author. Everything I'm teaching over here would apply to you if you were either. In other words, if you were an author and you were building your authorship business, your sequence of books, your marketing, your presence on LinkedIn, if it's a business book, or your presence on Instagram, if it's a book related to personal growth, all of that ties into the same model and the same framework. I've made my book publishing division is separate from Mindvalley, but it's a very profitable division. And from the book, you go into speaking events, you go into paid sponsorships, and so on. If you're a copywriter, how do you brand your copywriting services? And how do you amplify your services so that you can deliver to clients faster? So, for example, I was talking to one of the top copywriters on ClickBank, and he told me how he used to be able, it used to take him 8 hours to write a page of copy. But then he developed a standard framework and it took it down to 4 hours. Now, what did this mean? He was still charging clients the same, but because of the standard framework, he could take on twice the number of clients in a given week. Now, these standard frameworks are called DNAs, and it's a combination of structure, Airtable, and AI, but it amplifies your ability to get work done. You will learn this. So you will learn how to take what is your standard framework as a copywriter, structure it so you can produce more output faster using AI. I would actually love to show you a demo of this. Okay, would you guys like to see what I mean by this? Because I think this will give you an idea of the type of stuff that you learn. So let me show you. So first, let's look at a standard framework. This is a standard framework. This is called a sales page copy DNA. It's a really long program, a really long document, 47 pages, but it's our framework of how we write copy for one of our websites. Now we take this framework and we feed it into an AI, and I'm going to show you an example AI. So let's go with this guy, Mindvalley Direct Response Copywriter. So this AI is trained on that standard framework, but also it's trained on branding guidelines, copywriting principles, lots of different things. We can go in behind the scenes and see what direct response copywriter is trained on. Okay, so firstly, it's a function of the operator, and then it's the information that we have put in here, the uploaded files. Okay, and what we're going to do is I'm now going to take copy, and we're going to use this. We're going to ask our direct response copywriter to help us with the copy. So let's actually take a look at this. Let's actually use our own copy for this program. I'm just going to copy it, put it in here, and say, help me adjust this for an audience of women who are coaches. That's it. It's now going to do all of the work. So if you're a copywriter, you learn this. And you can see what's happening over here. Transform Coffee for women coaches. Okay, it's expanded it by 18.3%. It's changing the headline. Why does it say business that honors your purpose? Women tend to be more humanistic in their copy style. So in other words, they are swayed more by concepts of contributing to the world. And you can see how it's updated it. Okay, why do some entrepreneurs keep scaling from 55 and beyond while others hit a ceiling? Well, this is the updated one for women. What separates coaches who consistently scale from 5K a month to multi-six-figure and beyond, and from those who plateau? It's not hustle, it's not more certifications, it's not even more clients. It's alignment. Alignment with vision, alignment with your systems, alignment with the leader you're becoming. So you can see how it's actually giving me a full suggestion on how to improve this copy. So this is an example of framework plugged into AI and then using proper execution. So I hope this answers your question and gives you guys an idea of just how deep you can go. So Phil said, do you get access to that copywriter? More than that, Phil, we will teach you how to build it on the spot on your computer. So, and we'll actually give you a framework. We give you a 50-page file that you feed into your chat GPT, but you feed it into your own chat GPT. And then we build your copywriter on your computer. So it's yours because we don't want to build it on our computer. We don't, because your data should be on your computer, right? Privacy policy. But you learn how to build that. So Dana said, I've enrolled in Entrepreneurship Mastery, but I've told I won't have access to Ajit's coaching calls. No, Dana, you will. So I don't know who told you that. Just let me know their name. I'll correct it. It may have, they may be, they may be a member of my customer support or a hired contractor from who isn't updated. I'm sorry about that. Everybody gets access to it. Okay, so team, could you please help Dana out? Because originally, Dana, it was only for Mindvalley coaches, but we decided to open it up to everyone. So we'll take care of you. Yes, somebody said if someone's interested in three or more mastery courses, is it possible to get a discount? So yes, you can get two mastery courses to 8K for 8K. Two are typically 10 to 11K, but we get it for 8K. So you can sign up for Entrepreneurship Mastery and you can add on AI Mastery for an extra 3K. AI Mastery starts just as Entrepreneurship Mastery ends. Now, Ingvild said, what if I'm easily tech overwhelmed? So overwhelming is a function of it's a belief system, right? So one of the things we do is I would say this is why we bring in Sade to help with the mindset approach. And we can actually, I don't know if Sade is specifically going to talk about overwhelm. She does certainly does talk about doubt and imposter syndrome, but we can easily, if this is a common topic, we would bring it into the program. But overwhelm tends to disappear when you have systems. Systems remove overwhelm. So it's as much mindset as it is structure. And I can tell you structure is a big part of this program. Okay, guys, it is almost time's up. I have 1 minute left. Thank you so much for this, and I will see you in the program.